Hello, my name's Curtis.
Well, I'm Hermione.
Hi, I'm Ben. I want to make a film.
My name's Daniel, but I want to do the same with Ben film.
Emily.
I'm Joe, and I want to be involved in projects so I can learn about our heritage.
My name's Christopher and I love this project because I want to find out about my heritage.
My name is Jordan and I'm interested in this project because I love history and heritage and that.
My name's Ollie. I've been interested in joining this project because I think finding out why our young people feel the way they do about their own identity and sort of trying to compare that to how older generations found themselves when they were our age. I find that to be quite interesting, seeing how things have changed and people's ideals have changed, and seeing how one thing back then to someone made them feel Scouse and feel like a Liverpoolian is completely different to how we think it makes us Scouse and Liverpoolian these days. Well, I was thinking, seeing as we're focusing on identity and how Liverpoolians and Scouse get their identity and where it comes from, the name could be a recipe for Scouse.
Old buildings.
What about Liverpool?
I'd like to call the title of this project The Timeline of Liverpool from 1066 till the present day.
I was thinking of calling it profile history because it's something about history and it's about yourself really.
Liverpool Football Club and music.
Liverpool Football Club.
Old buildings written by the Mersey.
Mainly in Liverpool, I find Albert Docks really interesting, about how it sort of came to be. I can't even remember who told me this, but someone told me a story of how Liverpool Albert Docks came to be the main shipping port. Someone said that when the Romans were dredging out the channels and everything, they actually meant to dredge out the channel to Chester, and they muddled it up and ended up doing the Mersey instead. So Liverpool Albert Docks became to be the main shipping import instead of Chester. And I actually found the history behind Albert Dock really interesting, and how not that long ago most young people in Liverpool worked down there, and now these days we've all got it quite easy.
The heritage I would like to learn from the project is buildings, cities and that. I would like to learn about how they were made, or what history has, how they endured over the centuries and that.
I would like to find out about my own history, like my own ancestors, and try using the internet for it, but you need a password or you have to pay for it.
I'd like to find out how the architecture, like the architectural structures in Liverpool, have been changed or removed and remade or replaced.
During one of our sessions at the Walker Art Gallery, we spent some time wandering around, having a look at a few different portraits. We chose two to focus on, and we looked at how the artist used other things around the painting rather than the actual subject to describe the subject's identity. So where they were, what they were doing, what they were wearing, and from that we could tell what kind of a person they were. It'd be interesting to use a similar technique in our project to see how we can show people's identities without showing their identity, if that makes sense in an odd way, without it being a direct, obvious thing of who they are. We have little things around them, or depending on what it is, to show who they are. Throughout this project, it's going to be really handy having the huge resources of NML around Liverpool, having access to all the history archives and all different galleries and museums, just having something to fall back on and just research.
Working with other people, filming.
I think for me, finding out how other generations our age, finding out what they did back then and seeing if we can do, because most of them had to work back then, so it'd be interesting for us to maybe do some of their jobs for a little bit, to get an insight on how they used to live and what they got put through. Whereas these days all we have to do is go to school and we constantly moan about it. So I think it'll make us feel a lot better about what we have to do these days rather than working. It'd be interesting to sort of get in touch, do a call out for people to come in and maybe write some stories to us, maybe do a few interviews and find out a bit, but mostly with the new Museum of Liverpool, all the information they have to offer there it's really interesting. It's all about our heritage.
Well, the activities we should do is like go to each building, look at the history of it. For example, go to one day go to the Anglican Cathedral, go to the roof and explain the surroundings, tell the history about it. And for this project, we would do some dress up like how people were back in those days.
Well, they've been discussing doing a film. I guess that would be fun. And a small group work, competing, and competing to make different parts of it, because everyone seems to work better when they're being competitive.
Write the script.
I think if this project turns out to be the way all of us want it to be, each young person will take on the role of project manager, because they all want to feed into how this project turns out, and they all want to be able to get some sort of knowledge out of it in running projects. For me, I find project managing the most interesting things, because you have input on every level rather than just one bit. So you can have, granted you don't have the definitive say on what goes on where, but you get to be part of it all and you get to see every little bit come together. For me, that's really interesting. For me, photography would be something that I'd like to sort of see if I can have input with, something I can use to maybe document how our project comes together, and then have a final product as the film.
Sort of on and off scenes, like I'm on screen but I'm off screen. Like some scenes, like I could talk about this particular build, and off screen I could do editing in that.
I have to discuss it with the other people, and it'd give you ourselves and each other roles when we're all together, and just all give ourselves this one job and no one to do anything else. I'm quite good at being in charge of people and telling them around, knowing what needs to be done and what doesn't.
I love doing the Heritage Project.
Looking forward.
I'm looking forward to it.